Spring is here. Welcome to Leisurely Logan. The other last update on the garden, I made a note that my plants in the seed tray are a little bit yellow, having some issues. And most likely the issue was I put too much water in it, trying to keep the water bin warm. Previously I had my seed growing area upstairs, and it was actually next to a floor vent, so the water would actually keep a little bit warmer and probably evaporate more. Down here in the basement, it's not doing the same, and so I think I put too much water in it. Anyways, it's finally spring. Yay! Still a little chilly out. So what I'm going to do is try to salvage the seed trays by taking the plants out as many as I can, and put them into these little biodegradable cups here. Before, I had planted this bush bean in one of these cups as part of the trail life thing with my son, and when the roots started growing out of it and everything like that, I put it in a bigger pot, and it's doing pretty good. It's actually gotten some flower sprouts on it, so I might have to stick that one outdoors pretty soon. Another little update, like this little strawberry has been enjoying living in the growing area. When it started out, it was just like a little tiny, just a little leaf, one leaf by itself. Now it's got 3 leaves, looking really good. So I am going to keep that in here for a little bit longer. We'll see how it goes. Obviously, it's not going to pollinate by itself here, but I'm going to let it grow for a little while and just see how it grows in there. Good starter plant, I guess, at that point. It might be a good idea for next year to starting strawberries. One of the things I wanted to talk about the burpee seed tray. Usually what people do is when you are moving from your seed growing to transplanting outdoors, you want to take your tray outside so it'll get some actual sunlight and stuff. And I know one of the complaints is that when you do take your tray outside, this top here just flies right off if you have any wind. So if you do get one of these seed tray things, just remember that this is not weatherproofing. It will just fly away. What I'm going to start with, I'm not going to transplant the lettuce. The lettuce it's not doing that great. So we'll have to figure out something else for that. I am going to transplant the cucumbers and the cantaloupes that are growing out, and the tomatoes. Even though the tomatoes aren't looking that great, I still want to get them out and try to do something. As you can tell right here with this one, this was the final one that didn't grow earlier. But if you look at the other ones, they're not looking pretty good at all. So it's probably a good time get them into here, and hopefully they'll do better. I'm going to start with one of these cucumbers that's really doing really well here. And I think the best thing is to have a better, smaller spoon or spade. And I had one somewhere, but I don't know what happened to it. But I'm still getting a good amount of root there. And I'm noticing that I forgot to bring in some dirt from outside. So for now, it's just going to be getting it in. My fingers. Gardening, it takes a little to getting dirty. There is almost no way around it. You're going to get dirty. All right, I don't know if you can see it or not, but with just the core, I've gone all the way up to maybe a 1/4 inch from the top. So that's a good amount of dirt. I might come back and put some of my worm compost, sprinkle that on the top, give a little more nutrients in these, just to help them along. It's first year using the worm compost on anything, so I don't, castings, worm castings, not compost. We'll see how it goes. So the roots are getting caught, and once I get them all out, I can truly see, but the roots are getting caught because they've grown through the bottom of the squares here. And which is another reason to go ahead and get these guys out of here. Last year I had the roots growing all the way through, and they were on the wicking mat. So that made them even harder to get out. I don't know the exact price of these. I got them off of Burpee. They weren't exactly cheap, but I guess for what they do, it's nice to have. Obviously, you could go, if you had bigger, smaller pots, plastic pots, you can just, it'd be more cost effective to reuse the plastic pots each year instead of using these. But with this one, these little pots, I don't have to transplant again. I'm just going to stick them right in the soil, and the roots will grow right through it, because I've already seen that. Like I said, I saw that with the bush bean. The roots grew right through they grew through that on the outsides, and they grew right through the bottom. The pots themselves, they sort of smell like compost themselves. So nice earthy smell. Wanted to get this done yesterday, but I did a little bit of weeding, and apparently a stomach virus that I've been fighting for a couple days decided to get the best of me, and did not feel well at all most of yesterday. But feel much better today. Been able to keep food down. So important note also is like, stay hydrated, even when it's not hot out, sunny out. There's a good chance that you'll still evaporate some water in yourself. I drank a couple things of Gatorade, and that all came out. So, anyways, spring now, so hopefully flu season is going away and other stuff, so I don't have to worry about that. That one was a little bit hard to get out. Now, this is the third year I've had with this burpee tray, and like so each year when you do the transplant, you have the risk of, I think, of this breaking these trays like I did on the one up here. So it's always a concern when you're trying to get the dirt out of here. I'm sure I know some people just tip them over, tap it out. I guess that's okay for the plants. I don't know. Don't particularly like doing that. But don't have a place to do that, actually. I mean, you'd have to have a nice big table to get that. All right, I'm gonna pull out some of these Bonnie Best. Now, I guess, let's see, that's, so this is the blueberry one. And I'm going to stick this off to the side, and I'm going to label the canister once I get done here. And I still have, like I said, I planted one or two seeds. This one looks like it's got three, but they all popped up. I got room for 6 tomatoes in my front garden, but I might. So we'll see what we can do with that. And if I get my tower garden up, I might have room to put 1 tomato in there, a couple tomatoes in there. I'm not too sure how much that will take up. Some cucumbers. Now, even though I put too much water in the in here and caused some issues with this coconut coir, I don't have the green mold or fungus, whatever it is, issue. And that's like I know a lot of people, they use their garden dirt and stuff for the seed growing, and they end up with that issue. And they have to do whatever things to treat for that. But when I use this coconut coir, I don't have that issue, and it's pretty obvious when I switch over to regular dirt. But luckily, with these two right here, I haven't had that problem. It's probably because more dirt with water and stuff than with the coconut coir. And blueberry. So I hope these guys will perk up a little bit, do a little better. If not, I will be planting some more tomatoes seeds, and they will be, I think, right into pots or something, because it's getting it's getting to the point where it's time to plant them. Only about 2 weeks to the last, 3 weeks till the last frost. So all right. Well, nothing really going on in the back flower garden except for this stuff. This is this weed that's all over my yards and everywhere. I don't know what it is. It actually looks like some sort of herb. It's a nuisance. Notice that the grape plants are they look pretty dead, so I'm not sure what's going to happen when things warm up and they start growing. But right now, it doesn't look good, even the ones I had from the previous year. So we'll see. Since it's going to be 60 degrees today, decided to move the newly transplanted cucumbers, tomatoes, and cantaloupe out here to get some sun, along with the bush bean that has some flowers on it. Maybe some pollinators come by, enjoy that. And still have my raspberry pots that I'm trying to sell. Somebody actually wanted to buy them, but they had to back out last minute. So hopefully somebody else will step up and buy them. I actually had 2 offers within like the first hour. I posted them on a buy and sell, local buy and sell. So I was really excited, but then it fell through. But hopefully I'll get them sold soon. Meanwhile, in the raspberry bush hatchery, I'm looking at here at the blueberry bush, and it's doing good. I don't know if I'm supposed to cut back the blueberry bush or not each year, but it's got a nice amount of growth this year compared to obviously the previous 2 years. This guy right here looks like a candidate for to be a $15 for sale bucket. So I'm gonna try to figure out something. Try to move out the strawberries, even though it looks like we got one little strawberry coming up. But anyways, I want to try to make this more of a raspberry plant hatching area. If I can sell these raspberry plants each year and get a little extra cash, that'd be great. Nothing really happening over here with the front garden. Again, here's some more transplant raspberries I planted, and those would probably go for good penny. I did go out here and do some weeding, like I said. So you can see all the right things that are supposed to be growing here, not the weeds. And what that amounted to was a big trash can full of weeds. Yep. Of course, with spring, there's all sorts of surprises. And I don't think the little family's living in there. They tried to, and there's nothing in there now. So when I actually get around to them using that dirt, I'll have to get them.